Hello, 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 everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Lee. This is JLeesCorner, and this is what? A conversation with the Capricorn. I gotta figure out how I want to say it. I don't know just yet. Y'all know when I start these new, talks and all that stuff, I have to get a feel for how I want to introduce this. I don't know how I want to do conversations with a Capricorn just yet. Okay. But anyway, we have not done so already. Please take a moment to subscribe to my channel and become a whole JayBird, JayBird, dun 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 dun, and all that goodness. Do not forget to also like, comment, and share this video. You can also follow me on IG at J_Lees_Corner. So, conversations with a Capricorn. Today's conversation is watch your daughters. Okay, watch your daughters. And each conversation I have will be sprinkled and sparked from something in my actual life. So I was talking with a friend and we were sending messages back and forth or whatever. And I mentioned how, I should have painted my nails, should have polished my nails because, you can't be sending stuff and taking pictures or whatever and your hands not polished. And then he was like, what the fuck, what are you talking about? So I was like, well, I was talking to this hooker one time, and the hooker said that women have to keep their nails polished at all times because the men like to see their hands polished, their nails polished when they're rubbing lotion on their boobs. And he was like, what, so it was a very funny conversation, about that. And I'm like, well, no, I'm for real. So, one of my exes, we basically lived together, because I was always at his house. And so I was consistently over there with him. And it was, like a duplex type of house. So, but it was like a 3-level house. It was him, and his sister. So like they each stayed on one level of the house. But his sister was always gone because she was also on drugs. So that's a whole other story. Anyway, so, but the base, now this is the funny part, is me and him dated for a good 4-5 years. I had known him since I was very young. Since I was very young. I don't know what is going on here. I had known him since I was younger, but we dated for a couple of years. For the like 2-3 years that I was always at his house, I just realized I never went in the basement. And now I guess I realize why. So one summer, we was in the house or whatever, and his cousin came over. Okay, his cousin came over in a black Escalade truck, and I had seen his cousin before, but usually when the cousin would come over, I would be upstairs and I would say, hey, from the staircase or whatever, and they would talk, and it was sometimes it would be an argument. I'm like, why you and that cousin always arguing? But I never paid much attention to it. And then one day, this particular day in the summer, we were in the living room, sitting around drinking, having a good time or whatever, and cousin came over. And then cousin came over, it was cousin, and it was 3 guys, and then this girl. And so, the girl came in. First of all, the girl had a black eye, and I'm like, why? Does she need help? Like, does she need? So I'm like, why? Is you okay, ma'am? And she's like, well, yeah, I'm fine. So I guess she was okay with the black eye. Okay. Anyway, and at the time, my ex and the cousin walked into the kitchen and again was arguing. I'm looking like, why are they always arguing? And this is when said hooker looked at my hands. She seen that my nails were not polished. I had clear polish on it. I didn't have a color. And then she said the whole thing, well, you should always keep your nails polished with a color, is what she said. And I was like, huh? And she was like, well, because you know what I'm saying, the dudes like it when your nails is polished, when you put lotion on your boobs. And I was like, lotion on your, I'm like, who watching you put lotion? I was confused, but I let it go. So my boyfriend and the cousin, well, it was in there fussing or whatever. Not me arguing, but it's arguing nonetheless. And then he like, I'm saying, babe, go upstairs. I'm like, why I gotta go upstairs? What's going on here? Okay, he like, no, let's go upstairs. I'm alright, fine. So As I'm going upstairs, I see his cousin give him some money. And I'm looking like, what is happening? What's going on? What the is going on? But I'm like, let me not ask so many questions so that I cannot be a witness for the prosecution or the defense. Okay, because I didn't see nothing. I didn't see nothing. I didn't hear nothing. He told me to go upstairs, Your Honor, and that's all I did. Anyway, I then see the girl with the black eye, and she gets up and she goes down the basement. And then I see the three dudes go down there too. And I'm like, is it a party in the basement? I was just confused. So my boyfriend came upstairs like maybe 2 minutes later, and I'm like, what's going on down there? What the hell? He like, man, he just paid me, to use the basement. I said, you paid what? He paid me to use the basement. I said, but for what? He was like, you don't get it? I'm like, I don't get what? He was like, think about it. So I stopped and I was like, okay, the cousin came over, gave him some money to use the basement. And I was like, oh. So his cousin was a pimp. The girl with the black eye was his whore. Okay? And the dudes were Johns. I never got it. Now, cousin had a whole spot, okay? Had a whole place to work out of with said whore, okay? But that spot got raided for some reason. Don't know why. Didn't ask no questions. You want to know why? Because you do not want to be a witness for the prosecution or the defense. So, I'm like, so he's paying you to use the basement to, like, for her to do stuff? He was like, well, yeah. And I said, well, what kind of shit is that? How long has this been? So every time the cousin would pop up in the same truck with the same girl, I would never see them go downstairs, because usually I was always either upstairs, and sometimes, come to find out, he would just pay, he would pay in advance, okay? And they would just use the side door. And I'm looking like, I was just so confused. But now that I think about it, I never had went down the basement, like, ever. Because he would wash clothes, or I would go home to my own house to wash clothes. So I never had a reason to go down the basement. And I'm just like, your basement is a whorehouse. Okay, do I smell a whore? It was a whorehouse. I was, even though it was one girl, but still, I'm like, but who? And I'm like, oh, the black eye must have been from the cousin. I'm like, so he beating her too. I was like, this is just team too much. However, the thing that stuck with me the most was her saying, you always need to keep your nails polished with a color, okay? Because the men like to see the hands polished what color when you putting lotion on your boob. Now, it wasn't until today when I was talking to said friend and brought up this that I was gonna have this conversation, and I'm like, I wonder if by lotion she meant stuff. And I'm like, oh, that's even more nasty. That's not that. No, thank you. But it's weird because I'm like, who was her father? Okay, to the point to where she out here, you know what I'm saying? Just, it was always multiple. I think after that day, I paid much more attention. How many times the cousin was coming over, how many people was there, and I'm like, the cousin house got raided because it was a whorehouse, and I'm like, you can't have whorehouses. So what the cousin did was he would just pop up at different times to visit. Okay, because he was never there often. And what I found out later was at the whorehouse that was raided or whatever, it was many people coming a lot. It was more than one girl at that point in time. And I guess he just downgraded to this one girl and multiple people. But I'm like, what was her father or her mother? So I want people to pay attention to your daughters, because you do not want them to be coerced or just put into situations where, the dude is pimping them in the basement, okay? In the basement of his cousin's house. And I'm like, that's the crazy part. And then I said, I'm like, how, you have a daughter. You out here allowing your cousin up. But he like, man, she grown. I said, well, I guess that's true. She grown. I get that as well. But I'm like, it's just crazy because you realize as you get older how people will take advantage of people, and they'll say it's not my problem because they're an adult. And I think sometimes, even though a person is an adult, it doesn't mean they don't need our help. And I feel like, even for myself, I didn't help her. I didn't say, girl, Stop being a whore. I didn't do that. I never even offered her a rag to go wash up with before or after the hoeing because I felt like that wasn't my business. And I'm saying I wasn't getting paid for any of that. Well, I guess I was because he paid my boyfriend. My boyfriend gave me money. But neither here nor there, okay? My point of the matter is, I just, when I painted my nails, I was like, but I'm not putting I need y'all to be sure to pay attention to your daughters and your nieces and your sisters, your little sisters or whatever, because you do not want them out there being pimped in the basement of the cousin's house. And it's just, ugh. And I can imagine I don't think the basement was like anything amazingly, amazing or whatever. Not to say the house was bad or whatever, but the basement was the basement. You know what I'm saying? And I knew it was not comfortable down there because nobody went down there was asked to wash. It wasn't no like real furniture down there. I believe all that was down there was like an old mattress, if I'm not mistaken. Because, the reason being is because his sister, who at the time was on drugs, when she would, tweak out or whatever, she would go down the basement and lay downstairs because you couldn't hear, her and her foolishness in the basement when you are upstairs because the house was that big. And so that's where she would go because when she would be, have her little, high moments or whatever, singing loud or whatnot, she would go down there to kind of calm herself down. And she would sometimes sleep on that's another reason why I guess I wasn't allowed in the basement. That was crazy. She gave me a Valium once. I had my tooth pulled. No, before I had my tooth pulled, I had a very, very, very bad headache and toothache. And then she gave me a pill and she popped it in half. I don't know. This is before I knew she was on drugs. It was before I knew she was on crack. Because you should never take a white pill or a white thing from somebody who does crack because you never know what they're giving you, okay? Anyway, but I seen her get it from the pill bottle. And I'm like, oh, this is sister. She's not going to try to, you know what I'm saying? And, she gave me a Valium. I slept for like 2 days. Okay, 2 full days. And I'm looking like, what kind of shit is... But she, drugs. Anyway, but I got all off topic. But yeah, pay attention to, this just around. I don't think I can ever be in situations where I could see that happening with some girl and I can still go upstairs and cut the TV on and watch Maury Povich, and chill out. Or yeah, I couldn't. Because I'm looking like that's somebody's daughter. That's somebody's sister. That's somebody's... She could have been somebody's mother. I don't know. I don't know how old she was. She had a black eye, and her nails was painted. What color were they? Each time they were like a different color. And I feel like she wasn't making that much money. I do. But you got to pay attention to your daughters and your sisters and all of that. And your brothers too, because I'm pretty sure somewhere in life there's a dude getting pimped by some female because he likes sex. I'm not sure. But that's the whole point of the matter, okay? And that's where the tale of the painted fingernails came from, okay? Now, I don't know what I'm going to name this video, but I want to forewarn y'all, if you see something that says conversation with a Capricorn, just watch it, because you never know what I'm going to talk about, okay? Some things will be this, some things will be that, but it will all be entertaining, okay? And that's my little conversation today, y'all. So, peace.